Since Dark Messiah is really more of a first-person shooter with RPG elements, we wanted the score to reflect that. So it's very aggressive, brutal, in your face, and we wanted to convey that feeling more than the typical fantasy score. So while I still used a large orchestra and choir, it was then Sascha's turn to really sort of make the score unique.
Well, we had, one of the goals was to really make the percussion section, at least of the game, really massive and brutal and really bring it up to the next level and kind of reflect the game's dark and brutal combat, kind of mix that in with Chris's stuff, and I think we got a really good mixture out of it.
Well, for the score, we didn't want to do the typical fantasy route. So we were thinking this score needs to sound ancient. It needs to sound primitive somehow. So when I was writing the orchestra, I was thinking, what's more primitive than drums, really? So I made the orchestra actually sound very percussive. It's very rhythmic. While it has its melodic side to it, it's also, I would say, not super melodic. It's just more, it's very just aggressive playing all the way through. And to stay with the whole primitive idea, I set the whole choir, they were singing in Sanskrit, which is a very old language. And bringing them together in Prague, we recorded a large choir and orchestra in Prague, and it was in a very historic place. So there's just a sense of just old that goes through the whole score, just ancient and just brutal.
Well, this was the perfect project to really go all the way out there and really start up with, we started off going outside and sampling, hitting metal sounds, taking huge chains and just hitting them onto different kinds of stones and different kinds of materials, and then I would sample that, put it back into the computer, and with the Kima workstation I would then edit and modify the sounds to give it a sense of weight to them. We did that, and just the overall focus on the percussion was to get this massive, larger-than-life sound, really. I mean, really, if I could compare it to anything, it would be movie-like quality percussion. Just anything you could pretty much hit on or bang on, that was recorded and basically used as addition to percussion. And in terms of freedom, we had really, there was a certain style what they wanted, but it was still up to us to kind of sort of invent that Dark Messiah sound, and I think it was really amazing to see that we were working on a piece, and I'm looking at Cris and I go, is this crazy or is this great, or we're not sure exactly, and then to hear of course back from them that they love it and that's exactly the kind of direction they want to go.
Yeah, and what's cool is that once we set up our basic template, you listen to any track in the whole score and you go, oh, that's from Dark Messiah. I mean, each track is different, but it all sounds like this is the world of Dark Messiah.
It's the Dark Messiah sound.